The narrow-belted one on screen is 313-13. This is the other littermate sister we actually talked about, -11 first. And as you listen to this is Lot 5, Hampshire, July 21 model. She's a lion's share out of the 352 litter sow. That's a Grand Entrance Bush League. And this one's bred to a tripod son here that we've affectionately named him 352-1 because we have run out of creativity for boar names around here. This sow, and Boots and I were just talking about this sow, she's considerably different than her sister that we just talked about relative to the way they look phenotypically. But I will tell you, this one is definitely packing a punch. This is the mother of Brantley Platt's champion Hampshire gilt at the exposition. I know that gilt probably didn't impress everyone, and she wasn't everyone's kind. But for what she was, I thought she was as unique of a Hampshire female as hit the stage that day. And certainly she hit the judge dead square, and that was a direct daughter of this sow. This sow, again, is bred to 352-1. He's a tripod. 352-1 is a tripod that, again, I think is progressively better than his sire. We used him really heavy here at the farm, he and his littermate, -4, and we're very excited about those pigs and what they look like and what they can represent. This sow's due the 25th of November, so if you're looking for an older litter and want to get ahead of the pack here, I think this is a very intriguing option.
Yeah, I mean, 70% of the time here, the 3s and 2s and the 100s, I mean, those are just numbers on a spreadsheet a lot of times to me as far as reference to what they've actually produced and raised. And whenever he brought up the fact that this one raised Brantley's Expo gilt, it's kind of a little shock because this one, isn't as extra or just, probably visually impressive as what her sister is. But I can promise you that gilt that was showed this summer was as extra as it gets. I mean, huge legs and a ditch back with a really sharp and exotic look up front and still comfortable up front. And honestly, if you can get that kind of punch out of this sow, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And at the same time, she might not be as extra as her sister, but her functionality is still incredibly well, especially for the breed that she represents. Very loose-made, very long-hipped, and still very feminine up front. And I think that's a lot of very good and hard-to-find characteristics a lot of times in this breed. So I think you just got to kind of take it all with a grain of salt at the same time. She's very functional for a Hampshire, but at the same time, this sow obviously packs a huge punch. And there's no reason why this litter this summer won't be just a lot of fun going forward.
I agree. So again, this is 313-13. She sells as Lot 5. She's a lion's share. I should point out that the lion's share thing was absolutely dominant at a show gilt level, and those sows have been absolutely incredible for us here at the farm. So she's a lion's share Grand Entrance Bush League. Again, she's out of Tripod's mom, and she's bred back to a Tripod son here in 352-1. So I think that adds another twist here from a pedigree standpoint and due the 25th of November.